Welcome back to the Content Complete podcast, featuring myself, Spencer, and my friend Matt with the Anethol Gaming TV.
I'm just a friend.
Okay.
Life is a nightmare.
Anyways, co-host, host,
Got friend zoned.
Got friend zone.
and
I own 33% of this stock, motherfucker.
God damn it.
after a long journey through the darkest of times and the lightest of times, across space and space, in the X, Y, and Z axis, in all forms of reality, this cake has arrived in
I'm asserting-
HD.
Oh.
His ongoing battle with Comcast and Xfinity.
And
I
Xfinity
used my
Comcast.
T-post to assert dominancy. God.
Oh god, he loaded in weird.
No. Yeah, fuck Comcast. I mean, yeah. But hey, yeah,
Honestly,
we're back
we
at the
haven't had
show.
any
The show's here.
problems with them, but I was super worried about moving up here and
Yeah.
having to work with Comcast.
Yeah. Basically, I mean, honestly, we're at a point with Comcast right now where we pay for such a high amount of down and up that even if we don't get what it is that we paid for, it's still enough.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
like,
I mean, that's... If you throw enough money at the problem, there you go. I never thought about that.
We're throwing a lot of money at the problem.
well, because before we were throwing more money at the problem because they didn't believe us when we said that we were going to go over
a terabyte.
a terabyte of data in a month. And boy, did we prove them wrong.
We proved them so fucking wrong,
and we
dude.
paid the price.
They had egg on their face. They're like, give us that $50.
We're
We're like, all right, idiot.
Come here and
Told
eat shit,
you it
nerds.
wasn't going to be enough.
Oh, I remember just talking to the guy in the place. He'd be like, hey, you know, most of our users don't even, I really don't think you should be. I'm like, okay, fine. But like, in the back of my head, dude, I was like,
No,
Yeah.
yeah. In the back of my head, I was like, we're fucked, dude.
yeah, that was nuts.
We're never going to get through. Oh, God.
We're done.
I remember asking him, like, does that include upload? Because, like, if so, that's
Yeah, then we're super fucked.
But yeah, we're gonna start with what we played since the last podcast. Fiskey, why don't you start us off? What have you been playing lately?
No, hold on. I'm making a tweet. Don't talk.
Okay,
Hold on,
cool.
wait.
So we're gonna talk
Let's
about
fill-
Fiskey.
It'll just
Look
fill
at that
some
blue
time.
shirt. What a blue shirt that
I
Fiskey's
like
wearing.
that color blue.
Is it a shirt or is it more like a sweater? You think?
I think it's more like a sweater.
It's like a sweater.
It's even better. It's a hoodie without the hood, but has the hoodie pocket.
oh,
Oh my god, he's
pocket.
wearing a shirt underneath his sweater.
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna show my tits on Twitch. Come on,
What am I, Emirate?
TOS.
That's my OnlyFans content now. Come on, calm down. All right, so everybody settle down already.
You got to get to the
No.
$15 tier of my Patreon.
Going to your Comcast story, I'm not gonna get into the whole thing, but when we were like originally, the landlord had me go on like a 3-way conference call with him, the Comcast guy, and me, and we were talking it out, and I was like, yeah, we're getting like 20 up, 1 down or whatever, and he's like, well, no, he mentioned that like the plan that we're paying for currently is a 75 down and like 5 up. I'm like, well, that's really weird because we're getting 20 down and 1 up, and they're like, blah, blah, blah. So we get that figured out, and they're like, oh, yeah, you say you're using this for work. What do you do for work? I'm like, well, I stream for like some extra money, nothing serious. He's like, oh, well, if you're streaming, then what you need to do is probably upgrade to the next package at least, you know, 70, like get to the 100 up and or 100 down and like 10 up or whatever. I'm like, no, that's we'll just get this first and we'll go from there. No, we're not doing that. Sorry, no. And then Ronnie, or my landlord's like, okay, yeah, we'll just try to fix this current problem.
Maybe
Which
make
still hasn't been fixed.
the current situation work first before deciding to upgrade the package. Like,
Yeah.
that's crazy. I was going to say, what is up with internet plans
Providers?
and having the upload speed be so much lower than the download speed? Because I've heard of places like in Europe where they have like the same. It's like 50-50 or 100-100, right? But here, for some reason, the upload speed's always like a tenth of this of the amount of the download speed. Why is that a thing?
Save a little money.
But
I
does-
guess a
I
lot
don't
of
know.
people
Do you know
also
about
aren't
internet?
uploading that much.
do you think that maybe there's a certain amount of bandwidth of like, say, it's just 50 bandwidth, and they're like, okay, we're gonna give you 40 down and 10 up,
I have no idea how the internet works.
Yeah, it's like
Nah, I don't
Some
know.
packets. I don't know, dude. It's a kernel. I don't know. It's like a popcorn. Some shit. I don't know.
It's like in a tunnel. It's like in
Yeah.
a giant tunnel that the whole world shares. And it's just
the world's
a bunch
tunnel.
of cords.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I picture it. I don't know.
Well, now with the
Anyways,
cloud, that just pulls all
I-
that out of the water. Like I don't even know what's
Okay.
happening now. Where's the tunnel?
How this shit works. I don't know.
Is it a cavern?
I think we lost it. I think we lost the tunnel. Don't tell anybody. That's the plot of Death Stranding. We lost the internet tunnel. That's why nobody can talk to each other.
Speaking
God.
of video games, Biscay, what have you played?
I've played more than Monster Hunter, but I
my
have played
God.
Monster Hunter as well. So
Don't think I have
so
it.
jokes on you, tough guy. We're not talking about Monster Hunter. They just, well, not just. I just got to him. They released the Rajang, which is a giant ape with horns that goes Super Saiyan when he's very angry,
As you do.
as they do. Like he's like normally just like a giant brown ape with horns, but then like he gets super mad. No, actually, I guess he has like two forms. He gets mad, turns like all yellow, shoots out more electricity, and then he gets even angrier, and his forearms get super tough. Then, and he's like impossible to hit. It's pretty bananas. I get it because he's a one of those ape things.
Right.
Oh God. A lot of fun. I died numerous times. I only won because 3 overqualified people randomly joined my quest to fight him, and they beat him. I was there. I technically beat him too, but it was mostly them. I at my current level in Monster Hunter is that I'm like the little brother that's playing, and I'm just really excited to like be part of the team and to have
You're
like a
the
really
cat.
cool looking weapon. I am the Palico. I just got like a cool weapon. I got some cool armor going on. I'm like, oh, this is neat. Woohoo, cool. Oh shit. Oh god, I'm dead 3 times already. Oh no. Oh god, not like
big
this.
monster mean.
Oh man. I'm telling on you. Other than that, not a whole lot. I've been just kind of bouncing between getting mantles that I've missed. Apparently there's like 10 mantles and I have like 3. But
What
the
are
game
mantles?
wouldn't tell you that. Mantles are the things how do I just you get your weapons, you get your armor, and then you get equipment, which is like basically like 2 specialized tools you can bring out to the field. Mantles are generally something that will help you against a certain element. Like you got the thunderproof mantle, the iceproof mantle, and so on and so forth. I think this is with Iceborne. Yeah, it is with Iceborne. You can get the plus mantles now, which means basically you can add skill slots to it. So you can put in skills on it. So it's kind of cool.
Nice.
Although I just found out those skills don't count until you use the mantle, so I've been like putting useless decorations. I've been putting useless skills on it because I never use them because I don't. It's whatever.
It's fine.
Long story short, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing again in Monster Hunter, which would probably be a common problem until the end of time.
Right.
But like I love Monster Hunter, but I guess because it's like more of like a really community-based game, that's why they don't like tell you a whole lot. It's mostly people figuring shit out, but they could tell you like a little bit more. It'd be really cool if they could tell you a little bit more instead
Right.
of me having to Google like, why is this not working? Oh, okay. Well, that's why it's not working. That's fine.
What's funny about that is every time that happens in a game, because it's a very similar thing with like Dark Souls or something like that. Once you've learned how to do all this stuff, you've finished the game. And it's like, okay, now I know all this stuff. Am I going to play this game again? Maybe.
I feel like that's true for Dark Souls, but with Monster Hunter, it's mostly you're fighting like Monster Hunter is multiplayer, and you're fighting like new monsters or harder versions of the same monsters like every month. Like there's like a super difficult version of this or whatever, and it's not even like you don't know anything about them because you can easily Google, hey, what's the weakness of this? Okay, I just got built for that and that. this is like, oh, this is like quality of life stuff that we just didn't tell you about because just figure it out, man. Like, no, it's not. No, just it's a fucking monster. If you want the monster part to be vague, that's fine because that's like the whole thing. You're supposed to figure out what the monster does, all that shit. Don't leave the quality of life stuff mysterious. That's not. No, what the fuck?
Did you know you could heal with potions in this game? There's potions in this game? Yeah.
Potions. How do I make a potion?
I've just been dying and then coming back and trying to do it without healing the whole time. I didn't even know I could heal. And it turns out I've had potions the whole time.
Oh my god, what is this mysterious technology? But
it just says
whatever.
green ichor, and I'm like, I don't know what that does. I'm not drinking that.
So I keep selling it.
That is a mistake people like to do, is sell monster parts. But so I mean that's just Monster Hunter. Excited to play more of it. Ready to die more. I have played and beaten Outer Worlds.
Wow, beaten. Holy shit.
Mm-hmm. It's a very short game. I didn't do everything. I did all my companion quests, and I did a lot of the side quests, but I didn't do all of them. And I was surprised. I kind of like stumbled into like the last like mission because I didn't realize it was happening so quickly.
Right.
And then it got to the part like, all right, if you go to this planet, this is it, buddy. If you go here, you gotta, you're not coming back. I'm like, oh, really? Okay, fuck it, let's do it. So
yeah.
I did it.
It's always a little like jarring when like it doesn't happen in every game, but there like every once in a while you'll find a game where it does that, where all of a sudden you literally just like you're just like, oh shit, wait, is this ending?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like I didn't think this was gonna happen.
I mean, I've also been playing. I put like 20 or so hours in it, and I got up to the Asan Monarch, not the first town, not the port, but the other town. Barry something. I forget
like
what it's called.
Fallbrook?
Yeah, Fallbrook.
Okay.
So I've done all the side quests and everything that you can possibly do.
And Matt's been like full clearing.
That fucking it doesn't. It has lost its luster. The first I think 6 to 8 hours is awesome. You're like, this is sick. You get to do all this crazy cool stuff, and then after that you're like, and the next tier of weapons, they don't actually change. They just get a name modifier.
Ultimate sniper hunting rifle.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's
Mark
lame.
II.
And then like the dialogue kind of like it's still good. It's just like I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't know. It opens strong, and then like it's.
Does it narrow the scope of the game?
No, it doesn't narrow the scope of the game. It actually gets much bigger. But it's just, I don't know. It's like
your motivations
there's no driving
get
force.
Weak. I was about to say, like, my motivations kind of got weaker with each companion quest I did because each one was like the first, like Pravari's quest and the Vicar's quest is kind of cool. Like, like it's like one of the longer quests, but like everybody else is like slowly worse, and like one's like literally just like one thing or two things. Like you go talk to this guy's old friend, and then you talk to one other person. They're like, oh no, he's a dastardly bastard. And he's like, oh, okay. You go back and you shoot him. It's like, that's his whole thing? That's his whole companion quest? I went on a vision quest with a priest, and I got Pravari set up with a date for life. I just shoot a guy for this guy? I mean, come on.
Yeah, I thought the scene in the bar where she's like drinking and you're like talking about stuff and you're trying to like hype her up or whatever for when she's talking about the letters, like it's actually like a pretty cool moment.
Yeah,
like, I really like the way that
nice.
went down. That kind of sucks to hear because like I was gonna have my own playthrough of the game, and I know at the like the first area you have this kind of cool decision thing where like it's nuanced and you can have multiple different versions of the same thing, and like outcome and stuff like that, and then you leave that area, and you're assuming that that type of scenario is going to still be happening. And from what I'm getting from what you guys are saying, the level of different outcomes for the stuff, like,
I mean, you still have different outcomes. It's just
they're
like
not at the same level.
like not
wouldn't
that's
say
not the
that,
problem. I think the problem is there's just no driving force behind continuing play. It's the same shit.
Yeah,
Like you're not like I don't know. Like you go to an area, you do all their quests, and you do whatever and then the gameplay is fun, but I think the main issue is that it just gets old because it's like I don't know. I was really disappointed with how they did the weapons and stuff like that.
I was about to say it's like a fine game. It's not like a great game. It's not a bad game. It's fine.
It's definitely not bad.
It's and I mean, you should definitely play it. I think you'll like it. It's not like I don't hate it. I don't think Matt necessarily hates it.
No, I don't hate
it's
it.
Just kind of like it's just kind of like, all right, cool, we're doing this. Okay, it's just it kind of feels like the game doesn't care at a certain like the game kind of like loses its own steam. I guess that kind of like what you were saying. It's like it's just like. Okay, like they've put so much into like having the options and having the options for choices and quests and choices and dialogue, but that affects like the weapons, the armor, and like the actual like depth of the quests, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Basically, you got quantity over quality, I guess is what I would say.
Yeah.
And it's not like the quality is bad. It's just like, okay.
It's very
whatever.
consistent. And it's just like
It seems like they went like super hard into dialogue and talking, but then did not at all think about making as much of a dynamic progression when it comes to like combat
there's
and stuff.
basically no progression in combat. I would like once you get your like
Number just go up, and that's about it.
Yeah, I think that's and like the skills, like it's the same thing where it's just like these make your numbers better. And I think that was
I will say
a missed
sorry, go ahead.
opportunity.
I was gonna say I will say the skill thing is pretty cool, where you can basically upgrade a batch of them up to 50, and then you can specialize. It kind of helps with like playing the game for a bit, figuring out what you actually enjoy or don't enjoy, and you can be like, okay, do this, all that.
Oh, yeah, well, I think I meant perks. The perk system, I think, is
The perks. The perks are like,
yeah.
I had a hard time choosing which one to pick, not because there were so many to choose from. It's like I don't care about after.
Yeah.
I don't really
Dude,
care beyond like.
They have some of them. They're
2 or
like
3.
you get 100% more ammo from vendors. Motherfucker, have you seen the Outer World? Like I'm walking around with 4K ammo in every gun.
Nice.
Every gun, and that's just just from picking the shit up. So like some of these perks, they're just pointless. I also think like the weapon durability and the having to repair and break down shit, it just feels half baked. Doesn't feel.
Yeah.
There's no progression there either.
The game doesn't really seem like.
Eventually, you just like repair my shit. I don't care.
Yeah, it doesn't really give you a reason to care about that. I think if the game was a little bit stricter on those types of like aspects where things could break slightly easier, where that was like something that was in your mind of like oh, if I got this perk, this would make the game better for me. But when I was looking through them, I'm not even the one playing, and like the first set of perks you got, I'm like, okay, which one is the least worst? Like which one is the least worst? Because it's like.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess
like even Fallout
encumbrance,
like 3, 4, and obviously New Vegas, they have perks that change gameplay.
Yeah.
Where you'll this is the woman killer one where you have special dialogue with women
and stuff.
Or you do more damage to women or whatever.
In New Vegas, they have the the wasteland, the wildland. I don't know, crazy wasteland or whatever, one that changes a lot of the stuff in the game, which is cool. But in this, like the perks are just like they're basically flat upgrades to shit that already doesn't matter.
Which sucks because they have that cool flaw system where it's like it's predicated on the fact that you would want to have another perk or that you need to have another perk. Like there's so many things that you want to have, but you're afraid you're not going to be able to get them all or something. And so like you'd be willing to take a flaw to get another one so you could get that thing you've been trying to find. But like when you don't care about the perks, then it's like when the flaw comes in, you're like, this is not a good transaction. Now I'm just doing it for my own role play in my head. Like my character, okay, he's got a broken leg.
I thought the cooler perks would happen in the later levels, so I was like, oh, okay, I'll just invest in. I'll be scared of heights and robots, which doesn't really help you out in the final mission. Just a heads up.
I was running terrified.
I was not doing as much damage as I should have been doing, but no, it's just like they have so many perks, and it's the weirdest thing. Like it's the exact opposite of like the problem. Like, oh, there's so many perks, I don't know which one to choose. Versus, there's so much shit, I just don't want any of them. What?
Yeah.
And if I had to pick one.
Yeah, it's basically if I have to pick one, I'll pick this one. But I'm not really excited. Like every time I level up, and it's like in 2 levels, every 2 levels you get a perk. I'm like, okay.
I guess.
Sweet.
All right.
Cool.
In the beginning, I'm like, yeah, fucking 2 levels get a perk. This is gonna be sick. I'm gonna get this stuff. I'm gonna get you. Oh, they don't matter at all.
Yeah.
I hate them all.
Having not played the game myself and only glanced at the perk list, my opinion is that the best perk in the game is being able to fast travel while encumbered.
I still don't have that. And you don't need it. You literally do not need it.
Oh, that's right, because you can scrap stuff inside your shit.
You can scrap stuff like in the wild. You don't have to be at a bench.
Well, never mind.
And you can repair things when not at a bench.
Okay.
So it's just like
here's a better thing. What do you guys think is like the most like effective perk?
I guess anything that ups your slowdown.
Like
they're so generic.
Walking speed and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Stuff that I pick stuff that like happens all the time versus stuff like if the moon is high and your damage is low, you get a 30% increase in blah blah blah, or like just random stuff like that. I'm like, I don't really care.
How often is the moon high?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never even
How often
used
am I in
bed.
this situation?
Yeah, and there's this whole thing about being able like on the a special difficulty or whatever. That you're only able to sleep in the bed back in the ship, right? That's like that's gonna be so hard. And that's over here like never having slept in a bed a day in his goddamn life.
Yeah.
I've tried it to see what happens, but nothing happens besides you just pass time. That's about it. Yeah.
That's what I figured.
But other than that, like I will say, like in the first half hour, I was like, oh man, I can't wait for this game to be on Steam so I can get mods so people can do crazy shit to it. And I pretty much stayed with that opinion the entire time as stuff got more bland. But I still recommend. I wouldn't like go out and buy it. I guess I have like more of a lax attitude about it because I got it at the Game Pass for $1 this month.
I mean, I also got it off the Game Pass for $1.
Yeah, so that's why like maybe that's why our opinion's like, it's fine, whatever. It's just I wouldn't have bought it for full price.
On our games, they had a thread about, Outer Worlds has been out for a week. What do you guys think? Everybody has the exact same opinion that I have. That it's very good in the first like hour, or not hour, but like the first like 6 to 8 hours where everything is new, and then literally it's like at that point there's nothing new.
Yeah,
like the weapons are like, who cares? Even the science weapons, I don't even use them because I don't care. Like I don't know.
Oh, like the shrink ray and all that?
Yeah. I don't know.
You don't shrink them for long enough. Like you're using it and they shrink for like 2 seconds and then they're back. I'm like, what the fuck is the fun of that? Make them shrunk forever. They're gonna die. Like just make them forever shrunk. That's funnier. It's more useful, and it's actually useful. Because like you shoot them and then you barely have time to switch to your other gun, and then they're like,
I'm back, bitch.
Like, okay, well, what the hell is the point of that? That was frustrating for me. I was all excited about that weapon.
But I do think...
I also thought it was be a lot cooler.
Yeah. That this is a very good starting point, I think, if they're going to make it into some type of franchise.
Yeah.
I think they have the basis for a really
the world building,
cool world and a cool ideas that are just not as fleshed out as they could be.
Yeah.
I think number 2 will be, if they make a number 2, will be about a million times better.
Yeah, I think like having the progression system be like the main issue of like just not getting new and interesting ways to interact with the worlds in combat or any type of items and the perks. That's totally fixable. Like that's the most easily fixed thing as compared to trying. Oh man, the dialogue system sucks, right? Because it like the dialogue system.
The dialogue system does not suck. It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. So having that already figured that out and knowing how to do like storylines the way they do and having choices and then the choices kind of have an effect on, short-term effect at least, on the surrounding area. That's like some of the hardest stuff to do. So the next game, it's a no-brainer to be like, okay, so people were a little bit not upset, but just kind of muted towards the end of the game because of the lack of progression. Okay, we'll make the weapons ramp up in a more interesting way, and then we'll give better perks a la Fallout New Vegas instead of having such bland ones. It's like those are totally fixable,
Yeah, because
So-
like most of that's just number stuff, and like add a couple extra skins to your weapons. That's pretty much all you have to do. Last thought before I move on to the next game. I think I figured out how to fix the weapon thing just off the top of my dome here. Each corporation has their own versions of the guns, and then you also can upgrade them or whatever to like version 2 that makes it actually look different or whatever. Like Spacer's Choice is like really cheap. It's a good starting weapon, but like maybe the gun doesn't fire ever so often or whatever. And
Well, they even allude to that.
Yeah, they talk
Like,
about
they-
it.
Exactly.
And it doesn't happen.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I remember thinking,
It's like the
that's
first
cool.
dude that you talk to. He's like, it doesn't always. It's like it kind of sucks.
It's not that great, but and then the gun works perfectly fine for you the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
The only difference is
Yeah,
that
like, so,
it
like,
might not do as much damage or whatever.
Yeah, like each corporation would have like its perks or buffs and debuffs on each weapons, and you can like figure out like, oh, well, I kind of like this more than that or whatever. But
I mean, that's kind of the way like Borderlands does it. Borderlands has like
oh
a
yeah,
whole,
maybe that's no, it's my completely original
no,
idea.
but like
I'm stealing
because you wouldn't be coming
don't
up with
steal my OC.
The way you're talking about it, it's like they're the same type of weapon, but they have different like focuses. Like one is on affordability, but then the other one might be like, yeah, our focus is on accuracy, so it's gonna be more accurate. But maybe it might not do as
I
much.
mean, I think
or
the way
something
that
like
you're describing, I think it would be
It makes sense
a
in the world.
cool idea where because it seems like all these corporations are competing against each other.
So make
Yeah,
things
So
exactly.
compete.
have the I don't know, the Aunt Cleo's shit, like I don't know, do shoot food or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
Just
Have,
but
like,
it's
healing
like
buffs or
basically the
something.
same weapon as like another one. So I can't remember the corporation's name, but
I don't. Yeah, it's
Yeah. No, I mean that
But
sounds like a great idea for a mod, Fiske.
yeah, dude, just learn.
I'm not much. I don't have time for that yet. I'm not much shit. I'll leave that to actual modders. But Outer Worlds is okay. Get on Game Pass for $1 or $5 if you're feeling froggy.
Fucking leap.
Huh?
You said feeling froggy, and I said fucking leap.
Oh, God damn it. Okay. Another leaping from that. God damn it. I also played a little bit of Indivisible.
I've been playing that as well.
I haven't gone very far on it. I got to the port town. I don't know how far you are.
I got to the prison.
Okay, so you're like maybe an hour or two behind me.
Yeah, I stopped playing.
Okay, so you're not
I'm
playing
not gonna
anymore at
finish
all.
it. No.
Okay,
But I looked at that tweet that you retweeted, and it's just like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just hitting the buttons when they're up. And I'm like, hey, that's my dog.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what my main problem is. It's supposed to be. It's a really cool idea, a fighting game or action RPG thing, and I feel like they have a good system there. It's not like you don't get clear combos and you don't know like Ajna's moves, your main character changes depending
Yeah.
on literally any scenario. Like if sometimes I'm supposed to be, sometimes I'm like, I thought, oh, the down attack is the axe move. But then sometimes I'm just going, yeah. I'm like,
You ever
no,
do
no.
her fucking her double uppercut thing, and you just don't hit the second hit, where you'll pop them
Oh
up,
yeah, yeah.
and then you're just like, all right, do one uppercut, and then do some shit. And she's like, 2 uppercuts, and you're like, that's all my moves. You
Sorry,
dumb
I'm
bitch.
God damn it. It's just really hard, and like the fights pretty much stay the same. Like basically your numbers go up, like you get more health and you deal more damage, but so do the enemies. So it doesn't like ever actually
Linear
change except for
progression.
the people you get. Yeah. So like I'm like oh yeah, I got a new character. I just be like a giant sandworm. I'm doing really good. Oh, I'm gonna fight these guards. It's gonna be easy as hell. The guards were just as hard as the sandworm. I'm like, what is going? No, this is not. What the? I don't understand. Because like I have a system where like I do arrow guy with shield lady, do a combo with them, have water lady shoot out water, and then I have Ajna like either do her down attack or do her super kamehameha. And like still the fights take forever. And I've tried Googling like combo lists and stuff. No, nobody has shit like that. They have videos. I have videos for that. I don't want videos. I want to
Yeah, I want
a
give me
list.
the list.
Every time I look up something, they're like, "Oh, here's a video of it." I'm like, "No."
I need button inputs.
Last resort. Last fucking resort. I'll watch your stupid video. That's only if nobody has an article about it already.
And like I've seen like combo videos before for fighting games, and it's never like they expect you to like memorize the combo, even if they have it on the screen. It's like, all right, what you gotta do is down square, up left, right, down to down, up B. I'm like, motherfucker, if you have time to put it on the video, why can't you put it on the description or put it in a comment or something? But
yeah, you gotta pause it and then like look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Expect me to write it down? What the fuck? This is 2019. I ain't writing down shit.
Link me to a Google Docs, you fucking
Loser.
Yeah.
I need help.
I need help, but I need more help, okay?
hold my hand.
Make
damn
the
it.
help
I mean, and
make the
also
help more
like
accessible to me.
the storyline is bad.
Oh, it's on crack. It's on crack. It's
It's
like
just like it's so Spencer, you have no idea what we're talking about.
No, I'm like creating an image in my head, and you're just talking about fighting games, and then I'm like, there's
It's
a tactics game now.
No, it's a turn-based RPG with fighting game inputs. So it's like, like in Final Fantasy VIII where you have to time the shit.
Yeah,
Okay, it's like that, but you have to input
button combos.
button combos basically.
Oh, that sounds cool.
It's neat, but in the first like 15 minutes, all right, you're this girl, and you're in a village, and it's all like, ooh, that's tropical. All right, so then shit goes south, and then the dude, there's a big bad guy, who's not really a big bad guy, kills your
turns
dad,
out.
kills him, just murders him.
Spoilers.
It's in the first 15 minutes.
Yeah,
okay,
no, I got you.
and then for some reason, he gets transported inside of your head.
That's weird.
Yep. So the guy who just killed your dad is in your head, and he's like with you. He's your first party member.
Oh, so your party member is all in your head?
Yeah. And then every
They pop
new
out for fights.
person that you're like, oh, you should come along with us, they get sucked into your head as well. No explanation. Like, and like, it doesn't make. And I don't know.
Is it some weird?
If that's like some mystery that we're supposed to solve, way to.
It doesn't even, like-
just drops it on you. It's just like,
And does she even view it as a mystery?
yeah, she's like, I don't know
Yeah.
what the fuck's going on.
Oh, okay.
But
It
like-
is like a story thing, but
it doesn't, like, there's no lead up to it at all.
Like she's
Exactly,
in your
yeah.
head.
Yeah.
In your head.
Yeah.
zombie.
And
Yeah.
but just to have to carry around the dude that killed your dad,
That's fucked up.
and then he's kind of like now he's like kind of like a bad boy, He's like, but you killed
I
the
killed your
motherfucker.
father. I killed your father.
Like,
The way you're explaining it, it sounds like a weird fighting game turn-based persona thing. Like they're in your head, so it's like they're
no, they're real. They're but
Do they come out of your head when you're in a fight?
when you're in a fight, they
Yeah.
come out of your head.
Or do the fights happen in your head?
No.
As far as so far in the story, that's all we know. Maybe
Interesting.
later, but as quickly as the story goes, because my main complaint is it's like a JRPG, but the JRPG part like happens in like you said, 15 minutes. There's like no time to care about your dad or the village or anything.
Yeah.
And everybody's dead. It's like,
Kills your dad.
this
Show me a little bit.
kind of sucks.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, his character progression doesn't get much better because you basically go to his boss. His boss makes you activate the like the god that he's been trying to summon for the last 15 years. Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, the guy that killed your dad. He's like, man, I'm sorry, my boss was a bad guy. I didn't know that killing all these people was bad. Can I work for you still in atonement? And everybody's like, are you stupid? I mean, I guess, but are you stupid? It's just like, God damn it, Dark.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna probably just keep at
Trucking
it,
along.
but I'm not playing. It's not like my top games to play. It's just
Right.
like,
No,
don't know,
I thought it was going to be really cool, and it was not.
yeah. Which is unfortunate because like it's been in development for like 5 years and it's like leading up to be this really cool game by the people who made Skullgirls, which is a really cool fighting
Also,
game.
the characters are annoying.
Yeah.
I think animation looks good though.
It's gorgeous.
Animation looks good. Yeah. Like the graphics and like the actual mechanics are good, but it's just really the mechanics. Are
I
weird,
think the
guess, if that makes
execution
sense.
is bad.
Yeah, execution is flawed. But so I'll probably keep at that. I'll just go quickly on these next two. Been playing Disco Elysium. That's also a really cool game. Basically, it's a isometric like CRPG, but there's no fighting or whatever. Everything's just done with skill checks,
Oh, that's cool.
and all your skills are like personalities in your head.
Oh.
I played like the first hour and a half, 2 hours of that. It took me forever to get out of my room.
Oh no.
'Cause
Yeah.
it doesn't. I don't know if it told me and I just ignored it or whatever. But I had I have a comment on every single game that you play. But I've also played them.
Well, I mean, it'll make your section a little bit quicker. So
Yeah, maybe.
But you have that little like thought circle around you or whatever. I didn't like. I had interacted with everything in the room. I'm like, I don't know how many times I can look in the mirror or try to find my shit, but you have to click on that little circle. So it took me like 15 minutes to figure that out.
Mm.
oh, that's a you problem. No.
Yeah,
That's on. No. To be fair, no. Like
I don't know if I had
literally
framed it in any other kind of problem other than a me problem.
Yeah.
I didn't say this fucking game doesn't tell you shit.
shit. It's like the new Monster
on the
Hunter. God
screen.
damn it. But my main problem with having a me moment was I got confused because it's an isometric game, so I was very confused as to what I could access or not access because it looks like it's on the same plane sometimes. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I need to get behind this backyard, but I don't know how to get behind it. And I was like talking to people on Discord. I'm like, hey, I might be stupid, but how do I get beyond the backyard? I'm like, well, you just go through this alley. I'm like, I've been through the alley, but it looks like the alley looks like it's like blocked off with like some like another piece of a building. But no, you just click on.
You just shimmy
click
up
past
with
that.
that. Yep, I know exactly
Yeah,
what you're
just click
talking
past
about.
it. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. Wasted probably a good hour or so trying to figure out what to do. I literally did everything else except for go back there. I'm probably going to restart it at some point, and because I feel like I've wasted so much time just trying to figure out how to get to places and what to do that I am not where I should be in the story. But besides me problems, it's a really fun game. Got some cool skill checks. I have like a very physical cop, but very dumb. But I
I
do
went the
solve
opposite.
Yeah.
I turned on the light bulb in your room, and it's like, don't turn it on. It's gonna hurt you. It's like it's gonna be blinding. Don't do it. This is your consciousness talking to you.
Mm.
And I'm like, what? No, it's not. does 1 point of damage. It does. Out of my 2 points, I can get hit. There goes 1.
Oh shit.
Oh god. With my guy, you got like 5 points of health, and
Oh, look at you.
I'm so fancy I can handle light bulbs. No, but it's just because you have like a hangover. I think is what the problem is, and you have like this physical endurance thing, which basically is like a masochist, and they're like, "Yeah, turn on the light bulb." I'm like, okay, you do it, and like it's searing pain, but it's fine. You can handle it, and nothing happens. And later on, there's like a very uncomfortable chair you have to sit on. And like talking with people on the Discord, they're like, yeah, that chair almost killed me. I'm like, what? How did that happen?
light
They're
bulb
like,
in the first room killed people.
yeah.
Fucking
Yeah, I've heard that. People
is
like, I died in the
hilarious.
living room or died in my bedroom. But people are like talking about the bad chair. I'm like, what's the, oh yeah. Because with like my guy, it was like, the chair is very uncomfortable, but you live for moments like this. This is the moment where you show yourself that you are a true man of true strength. It's like, oh,
The tone of that game
Okay,
seems
cool.
pretty fun.
It is.
oh, it's hilarious. They're working on a sequel and some other stuff, but very cool game. Check it out. Untitled Goose Game. It's a lot of fun. It's basically Metal Gear Solid, but you're a goose and you're just fucking up people's lives. You make a kid blind. You switch out his glasses. You can
Lock him in a
make
phone booth.
lock him in a phone booth. Make him buy his own toy bag from some other lady. You lock a lady in the garage. You make one guy break his neighbor's vase, but then you make that neighbor like cut off his prized rose like in the same 5-minute span. It's great stuff. You're
Jesus.
such an asshole, Goose. It's,
Yeah,
it's
I've
just
seen-
pure chaos.
I've seen some gameplay of that, and I kind of want to play it because it seems fun, right? My favorite thing about it, like the thing that is like, to me, seems like it's so cool, is the way they animated the goose. The goose looks like a fucking goose when he walks around. Like he does a little like
Oh yeah.
bird flap thing when he's like walking all fast. It's like that's what goose do.
That's what geese do.
You know,
That's
what
what
they-
gooses do.
it's just like it's so well done. Like it looks like a goose is walking around. It's impressive. I don't know why that's
Oh,
so
yeah.
impressive to me, but it is. It looks good.
It is really cool. Like my favorite thing is to like spread my wings and just stare at people. Like, what's up? What's up? I'm a goose. I'll honk at you. I don't give a fuck. Honk. Honk.
They're like,
Like, what the fuck? Get out of here, goose. Get gone, goose. But that's it for me. I've only spent 45 minutes talking about my stuff. What have you guys been up to?
I mean, you know, granted, we did have a good conversation about the Outer Worlds, so that strikes one off of our list. Also strikes two things that weren't on our list off of our list. That Matt was talking about. As far as games that we played, I'm going to skip over Melee and Ultimate because we have other shit that we can talk about. We play that every week. I mean, you know, it's basically the same thing. Which one of us is doing slightly better than the other? Usually it's Matt.
Who's it this week?
It's still me, but
It
I
was closer.
gassed out super quick.
I did pretty well in Melee today. Like
Nice.
when it comes to results, like I actually like won games. That's what I mean by pretty well. Is I didn't get killed every time. So,
That's good.
But do you want to talk about The Last of Us at all
Yeah, we replayed The Last of Us
and the DLC?
and the
we had
DLC
which
we had never played before.
Yeah, so that was a new experience.
God, that game is so
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
good. I just
I haven't played
love,
the DLC.
I love that game. I love the characters. I love it, all of it. And there's so many little details. Ellie's singing sometimes. She
Oh,
does
that-
like some drum shit. I'm like, this is the best, dude. I will protect you.
I'll protect you. Even I have to kill everybody for it. I mean, what?
Some of my favorite parts is when she's walking around, and if you're not looking at her, like I feel like she goes for a little bit longer. Then as soon as you look at her, she kind of stops. Which would be like doop doop boop doop boop 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 doop boop. I'm like, oh shit, that's hilarious. It's so good.
What else? We tried really hard to try to find all like the optional dialogue and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think we got everything but like 3,
Yeah.
and that was like I think 2 of them were just at the very beginning of the game that we
Yeah.
hadn't quite made like the creed to then look for all of them. And I think we missed one interactable thing in the DLC.
I don't think so. I got an achievement.
There was the other game that you can play at the arcade.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, which is a separate achievement by itself. But the guide we were following, it was like, yeah, so what you gotta do is do this, and then you could do that, and then one of the arcade cabinets, you can go there and play this thing, right? And I'm like, all right, cool, I'll tell Matt. And then he goes in there, and he goes to an arcade cabinet. I think this is the one the guy's talking about, and it's this other thing that happens a paragraph later, and it's like, oh yeah, well, once you do this, and then he doesn't make it seem like, okay, maybe you'll still have a chance to go to the other arcade cabinet after you do this part. No, it goes right into the next part. You leave the room, you close the door, you cannot go back into the previous room.
Oh God.
Yeah, so it must have been one of those arcade cabinets, like in the in the first part of it or whatever, which is like a row down from where you were. You barely missed it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's like the only thing. But yeah, no, it's so good.
So good.
Storytelling is amazing. You're talking about how the game, the gunplay is like, it's good.
Yeah,
but
it's serviceable.
But it's not like the reason why you play the game anyways.
No.
Right. In fact, I think the way the gunplay works, I think is perfect for the game because it creates tension if the gunplay is not perfect. Because then you're like, oh, I need to make this shot. And like, oh, I'm running out of bullets, or like, if I miss these next 2 shots, there's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's good. Like if it was too perfect, then it would be too easy, and then they'd only be giving you like half the bullets you have, and then it would be like it would feel artificial at that point.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, I know. I just love it.
Yeah,
I love their interactions. Just love it.
This is also the first time that I got to see the ending of the game, because when Matt played it last time, I watched like the first half, and then just didn't get a chance to see the second half. Ended up beating it or whatever. So I finally got to see how it ends. Have you beaten it, Last of Us?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So like I didn't know about like the details of how it all goes down once you actually find the fireflies and stuff like that.
Yeah. Goes 0 to 60 pretty quickly.
Yeah, and like it's cool how they give you choices to be sneaky or not be sneaky. And at any time that Matt had a moment where he felt vengeful, it was like, no, we're killing all of them. It wasn't like, oh, I'm going to sneak around and try to get in there or whatever. It's like, no, they're all going to die. I'm like, fuck yeah, let's do it.
Nobody touches Ellie. Okay?
And you made the choice to kill, like...
I had to kill that doctor. He was going to hurt Ellie.
Oh, yeah. That one in the room?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that guy...
I wonder if you can just punch him. I don't know. I shot him.
Yeah.
I can't remember what I do. It's been a while since I played it, but...
The first time I did it, I shot everybody. Like, all 3 doctors.
Oh, shit.
This time I only killed the 1.
Yeah.
But the other ones, I killed all 3.
What about the other person outside of the elevator?
No, that's not...
That's
you
story. Don't make that choice, right? That's story?
Choice.
Okay.
Yeah. There are really no choices.
Oh, you can choose to tell her the truth or not.
No, you cannot.
Really? I thought there was a moment where you could...
No.
You make the choice to...
Mm-mm.
Huh.
No, not at all. It's... No.
No, there's no choices.
Okay. I mean, granted.
Yeah.
I still believe that The Last of Us has one of the most shocking intros.
Yeah, the first 20, 30 minutes of that game are phenomenal.
Yeah, just like it totally
sets the tone for the whole game.
And I don't think anybody can experience it the same way that people who play the game when it first came out can experience it, because all of the advertising and stuff like that builds into the idea that when you start the game, you think you're going to be playing through it with one person because you make the assumption that this one person is
Ellie. Yeah. Your OG daughter is Ellie.
Yeah.
Not Ellie.
But not Ellie. And then when you're like, wait, what's happening?
Mm-hmm.
It's sick. So it's so good. And then like I can't wait for number 2. It's gonna be awesome.
What else did we?
We also played. We beat Code Vein. I don't know if we.
Yeah. Did we talk about beating Code Vein?
I don't know about beating it, but you have talked about it. But
no, we beat it. I got locked out of I had the neutral ending.
Yeah, Matt got locked out of the ending.
Oh no, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we did.
Well, no, you talked about being locked out of it, but I don't think you talked about.
Yeah, I think we beat it like right after that, like that Sunday, or the next couple of times we played. But yeah, so Matt ended up getting locked out of it because of literally one choice, which is so
accidental, like stupid fucking shit.
But so what we did was, in order to experience both endings, when we did Matt's bit, I ran in here real quick and then sat down and watched it. And then when my cutscene came up, Matt ran into my room and sat down and watched mine. That's how we did it.
Nice.
The actual ending compared to the not getting everything
Dude,
ending,
the neutral ending fucking blows.
it's like, what, 2 minutes?
Oh, really?
It's like, it's not even two, it's like a minute and
It's
a half.
one scene.
Yeah, it's like one scene. The good ending is like...
It's like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
It's like 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah. And it's so much better.
Yeah, it's like really good. It's like, wow, this is so satisfying. I'm glad my character got to experience this. Matt's over there like pissed that his character had to go and do the other thing.
Yeah.
You know, which is, it sucks. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But besides that, like the game is good. It's a good game.
It's a good game.
It's highly enjoyable. But it's one of those games where if you don't know that you have to be doing something very specific every time to avoid getting even the neutral ending, like it, I feel like, I mean, I haven't experienced the bad ending, right? But I feel like the only way you can really appreciate the game is if you get the true ending.
The true ending, yeah.
Like if you get the other ones, it might feel kind of like bad.
Yeah.
Like especially if you didn't know or if you didn't like look it up or whatever. But
Oh,
yeah,
that's very Dark Souls. So
that's true. True. And the fact that there are
you
multiple
didn't talk
endings
to the
it.
fire lady 3 times in a row after you gave her the tooth of Sauron. You are now locked in purgatory for the rest of your life. You fool.
You just didn't have that. You just couldn't bear to have a third
couldn't
conversation.
press A one more time, could you?
Just didn't have it in you, huh?
Guess not. She was
Bear
there
curse.
the whole game. You just didn't do it. It's your own fault. That's what From Software is telling us. But yeah, I mean, great game. Actual ending, super good. And like
Neutral ending, balls.
the way they drip feed you, and it also changes like kind of the reality of like the situation too. Even like the different ending actually changes like how everything happens. It's cool. But yeah, and the way they drip feed you, the lore is really interesting and fun, and it's not. And they kind of know when they're overstaying the welcome sometimes because you'll have multi-part little storylines you have to pick up each piece for, and usually like the last one in like a series of 3 or 4, it's like shorter and like they just end it. They don't make it super long like the other ones, which is nice.
It's nice, yeah.
But yeah, have you played any of Code Vein at all?
No.
I have not, no.
I would recommend it. It's good.
I do want to. It's just like I think I'll probably get to after I get through Disco Elysium and Indivisible.
Yeah.
Which might be forever. Who knows? But
Yeah.
don't worry. I know where I can get legally acquired video games now. So the world's my oyster.
Yeah.
Thanks to capitalism.
And I played and beat Dishonored 2 and its DLC. Or
Yeah.
the Death of the Outsider.
How was it?
It was fine.
Shit.
Like the ending is unsatisfying. Because I
Yeah.
did all the things that you had to do to get the low chaos or whatever. And I'm like, this is the low chaos ending. This is like the neutral ending, the Code Vein.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you were talking about that.
You saw it. You were
Yeah.
there when I beat it.
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh, well, this is okay.
Yeah. And then I killed 15 people, and let me tell you, I only killed 10. Okay? Because I got the thing where you can connect their minds together. So if you stun somebody, it stuns like the other people. So I stunned these 3 freaking witch ladies, or not stunned. I connected them or whatever, and then I shot one that was on a ladder. The bitch fell and died. So she killed all 3 of the other witches. And then there's the other 2 witches where I just connected them. They were just laying on the ground. They were just like chilling, talking. And I shot one of them. And then they jump up in the air. Physics is all fucky. And then they fall down and they're dead. So it should only be 10. Okay? I was robbed.
Yeah.
Anyways. I was mad about that, dude. And then in Death of the Outsider, which is the DLC or whatever, the expansion, I guess, there's no morality. So I'm like, I'm killing motherfuckers. Because I didn't
Everybody's
see
dying.
any of the cool
And they're like
kills.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like holy shit.
You do some cool like acrobatic kills and shit like that. You can telefrag people. Like it's neat. And
Blow
then
their
at the, huh?
Telefrag.
Yeah,
Like you blow
teleport
their mind or
inside of
something?
them
Yeah,
and kill them.
teleport
Oh.
inside of them. Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
like
shit.
yeah, it's like super.
Like an Unreal
I was watching him
Tournament.
play. I'm like, holy shit, this is crazy. And the fact that you can play through the whole game and not experience that at all. Like, I'm actually glad that they made the DLC not have that.
well, let
be-
me at the end
Oh.
of the DLC.
Oh,
all of
okay.
a sudden,
Oh.
you have a morality system.
What happened?
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh.
It just kind of comes out of nowhere.
and
They're
then
like,
it's like,
you can
look what
you
you
can
did.
even do this with the, or like make the outsider spoilers human again, or kill him. And it's like like the ending is based on how many people you killed to get there.
Oh shit.
Or not killed to get there, but killed in that mission.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's stupid.
I
Especially
didn't know
if there's,
this was going to be it.
morality
I didn't know there was
going
going to be a test.
I thought it was open book. I thought we had all the information. This is not. This is not cool.
Did that sully your opinion of the ending of that at all? Like barely.
Yeah, barely. I just
be
thought it was
fair,
kind
it's
of
called-
annoying.
The death of the outsider, not the outsider becomes a human again. So I mean, it's just.
Yeah,
There you go.
I mean, to be fair.
but I mean, it was
PBF.
fun. It was fun being able to let loose.
Oh, we played Neo 2.
Oh yeah, I played the Neo 2 beta
Ooh.
yesterday.
Game looks good.
It looks good, runs like shit. I was
Oh,
getting
no.
massive frame drops. We also have an older PS4, but I'll probably wait till PC to get it. But I mean, like, you can go and turn into like a yokai now.
Yeah.
They got all sorts of different mechanics. The skill tree is totally new.
And it seems
Nice.
like it's pretty straightforward. Like it's not, overly complex or anything like that. It, like, if you know what it is you're going for, then you don't need to worry about the other stuff, which is cool. They have some really like nifty. I don't know. It's just like it's satisfying because the problem solving is already happening right out the gate as far as how to fight people, and and incredibly they give you a ton of options for what you can do in a fight. And then but you don't have to use all of them, but you have like right out the gate you can do this thing and that thing, and you can turn the yokai and do a special move, or you can just not do that ever.
Yeah.
And it's just like
Well, I'm pretty sure they're doing that for the demo. You probably have to
That's true.
work your way up to those. And
that makes sense. As I was
the
saying, I
actual
was thinking
storyline.
it's probably gonna be a progression system.
Probably.
But yeah, it's
How do you
it's all
get
pretty
the-
cool.
How do you get to the Neo 2 beta? Do you just,
You just download it from the PlayStation Store.
You can download it. You can download
Right
it
now,
today.
it's going for the next until the 11th.
You should play it, dude.
Shit, right there. Fucking write that down. Oh god.
You want to tell them about that
jeez.
little guy that we came across and tried to trade him
Oh.
an item?
Yeah, so they have like these, the Kodamas, where you have to find them around the map, and they're like your little buddies. Well, now they got little evil ones.
Well, they're not
shit.
Well,
evil.
not evil. They're
one
chaotic neutral.
Yeah,
And
yeah, for sure.
No.
you can drop them items, and they'll give you something. So I'm like, all right, I'll drop him a decent item. I gave him some sacred water. All right, I'm thinking, this is good. He'll like this. Sacred water. It's sacred.
Right, you're like, oh, he's probably
He's
some
like
kind
a
of deity
mythical
type
thing.
Yeah,
He'll appreciate it. Motherfucker zaps me with lightning and kills me.
Yeah.
He did not like it.
Oh,
he didn't like the
shit.
item,
It's
so
too
he
sacred.
took out his rate. He goes like, and he goes, whoosh, and just like obliterates Matt. Like I think it did the
shit.
exact amount of damage that was your health.
So that was fun.
But you can give them items, and they'll give you like a ton of like it's semi-random, but they like certain stuff and they don't like other stuff. And some people are talking about how the ones you come across, they're actually different ones, and so they might like or dislike different things.
Oh shit.
But like but they'll give you a ton of items sometimes, or something that you can only get like
From them, I guess.
like very very rarely otherwise. Like it's just nifty, and it's just kind of fun to go and like, okay, am I gonna get fucking like murked right now?
Please don't shoot me. Please don't hurt me. Oh god. Oh god.
Also found a cat.
Oh yeah, the scampus. That's what
Yeah.
they called it. And dude, that thing was so fucking
Yeah, it was cute. It
Cute.
was like this really fat cat. And
Yeah.
He was just rolling around fucking shit up with me.
yeah. Matt went up and pet him, and then the cat's like, all right, sick, and he just like follows you around, and then if you run a little bit faster, he starts rolling. Like to like catch up with you, and then if you fight stuff, he does like 10 damage, but he's like, he's like doing everything he can to fight for you. It's funny.
Nice.
Yeah, Which is nifty.
Another Palico.
Basically, yeah. But yeah, the game has a lot of charm.
I think it's a lot more lighthearted than in Neo 1. At least that's the tone from the...
Neo 1 definitely felt like brutal.
Yeah, more serious.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you're like finding some random like necromancer or something who stole your spirit, and it's like, oh shit,
Edward Kelly?
stakes are high.
Oh yeah, because he was an American or whatever. Edward Kelly.
Yeah.
Also, in this one, you get to make your character.
Oh yeah, and the character
Yeah, I heard that,
customization is
yeah.
actually pretty
Yeah.
in depth.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they don't. They have black guy, they have Asian, they have no white guy.
Yeah, there's actually not a white guy you can choose. Which is okay.
That does suck, but I don't put that on Twitter. Don't complain about it on Twitter. Oh God.
Yeah, it's just an observation. Just like, oh, that's interesting.
No, don't say it. You will get murdered.
So I made
They will kill you.
a relatively
can't play as a
white
black guy
Asian
on
looking
me.
guy.
Yeah, which
It's like
basically
his
was
dad
Keanu.
was
There you
Asian, but his mom is white.
Yeah, so like it's kind of like
there you
Keanu
go.
a little bit. Mm-hmm. That's what
A compromise.
most of Matt's characters that he plays. Like,
They look like Keanu.
yeah, if you're gonna make somebody,
Yeah, I don't know, just how it happened ever since Mass Effect.
yeah,
Anyways, we can talk about the big last one. You fucking played Diablo 3,
the entire
Ooh.
game,
the
including
entire
the
campaign.
expansion.
What a waste of fucking time, dude.
Yeah,
What a fucking waste of time.
yeah, it was such a nothing game.
It's an awful video game. It sucks.
Yeah,
Nothing is good about the campaign
I
at all.
was editing the one of the most recent streams, and I got to a part where you guys were trying to figure out what happened. You're like, well, weren't we supposed to have like a key or like get a key or something like that? Like, I don't remember getting a key, and I'm like, honestly, I have no idea. I've never paid attention less in a video game before, and I'm like, man, damn. Like, but really, like, I'm into it. I'll pick up a lore thing and not listen to it. It'll be playing. Don't even pay attention.
Yeah.
I just do it out
I've
of
never
habit.
cared less when Deckard Cain
And I love Diablo.
died,
It's part of my childhood.
right? Like,
Yeah. Spoiler: he dies again. Like,
he doesn't. Well, he does die again,
he died in the second one.
does he?
Yeah. There's
Alright.
a big to do when he dies in the second one, and then in number 3 he's like, oh, but he wasn't dead.
And then like his niece or nephew or daughter, I don't know who the fuck she is, dies as well. No one cares.
Nope, didn't give a
She
shit.
actually gets turned into Diablo. So, like, also, who cares? I don't know, dude.
then at the end,
game sucks.
You beat the main storyline, and then you know what happens? Oh, well, because this happened and that happened, which like you kind of like vaguely remember people mentioning it as you were skipping through the dialogue. And, like, oh, by the way, you didn't kill Diablo. He's still out there, right? Like everything you did in the whole game
no.
didn't matter.
Oh, cool. Everything, this entire thing didn't matter. Fantastic.
Yeah, he's
What a
just
great
locked
way to
away
end it.
inside of a gem again.
No, he's released. Like,
Oh,
his
no.
soul is released.
Right? Yeah, the soul's just like there or whatever. Like totally.
Negates the whole game.
And then the expansion doesn't deal with it. They do something
No,
else.
that's what the expansion literally deals with that. That's
I paid attention so much.
That's he's released at the end of the expansion
Oh, that's what happened
because
with the expansion. The Reaper of Souls.
So the
Reaper of
expansion
Souls.
nullifies the entire campaign.
the entire
I mean, the
I
first
see.
campaign ends with a scene of them talking about how like, oh shit, he's out there.
No, he's not.
I
They
thought
do
that-
not do that.
I thought this strip did.
That was the end of the DLC, where like the final line is like, "Oh, well, since he destroyed the Black Soul Stone or whatever, Diablo is back."
Oh,
Tyrael says that.
So-
Tyrael, Ariel.
So the thing that I was getting conflated with that was at the end of the main game, they talk about how Diablo's not killed; he's in the Black Soul Stone, and that the Black Soul Stone has been dropped somewhere. Like,
No, it wasn't dropped anywhere.
And then if we don't do something about that, then he can be released again. And I thought that was bullshit even then. And then, I guess something that I didn't even like pick up was at the end of Reaper of Souls. He does get released again. Like the exact fear that they had.
Yeah, because
just
what's
happens.
his face breaks the Soul Stone, and
The Reaper of Souls guy.
yeah. Anyways, the skills suck.
Yeah, you
Like-
lose. You beat the game, but lose.
Like it just sucks.
We
Like
had to
the
play-
loot sucks. The fucking difficulty sucks. We turned the shit all the way up. We literally walk through the game. It just from the beginning as gods.
Yeah. We only
Okay.
died to there's like this one thing that happens with like these yellow orbs that like they do a ton of damage if you don't realize that they're there, and they like build up a bit and then they explode on you and they just like insta gib or whatever, basically.
Yeah.
And those are the only times we ever died. It's like, oh, I didn't realize that was happening. Whoops. Because like you don't get hurt otherwise. Like my health never went down. And then we got to the highest difficulty by finally getting to level 60 and unlocking it, and put that on, and only then did bosses last longer than 5 seconds. And I'm like, it's not even a joke. Like they literally
We've literally beat bosses like in their very beginning of their introductory, like, you come to face me, blah blah blah. We cut them off of their introduction and kill them.
Yeah, it's insane.
That's how fucking awful this game
And
is.
then 2 bosses, we actually, the Spider Queen especially, we killed her so fast that she gets to a point where she no longer takes damage, and then she lagged there for like 30 seconds before she like retracted on her thing and then like left. And
Yeah.
we're like, oh, I guess we killed her too quickly for the game. And like,
yeah, it had to finish her little whatever.
her spiel.
Yeah.
And then you had to fight her again, and we killed her immediately
Instantly.
then too.
It's just like, it's awful.
God.
It's just an awful,
Yeah.
awful video game, and I hate it.
Yeah,
And it
everything
sucks.
felt super like at first it's like, oh, this is Diablo, and like you can go places and stuff like that. And then we realized that doing any of the optional stuff didn't matter and was
Gear
pointless.
doesn't matter.
Gear doesn't matter. So because you can just like after a while you can just like make better gear than you find. You just go in and you're like, I have hundreds of thousands of gold. I'm just gonna make it, and it's better.
I feel like the game was trying to subtly tell you like how the story was going to end. So frankly, I think it's on you guys for not noticing ahead of time that the entire game didn't matter.
Oh yeah, it's true.
So,
But then,
I mean,
like as you go, it just becomes like linear.
yeah.
Even when there's a maze, you just walk around until you find the exit. Like it's not a maze. It's just
There's no problem solving.
zero.
Just like, this path is slightly longer than the other path. I wonder if this is it. Turns out it was it. You found us.
Oh, okay.
You got us.
Like, oh wait, we went the wrong direction. My bad. Let's just go the other direction. Oh, there we go. Like that's like literally what happened.
It's
It's
just
so bad.
shit, dude.
In
It's
fact,
so
the game was so
bad.
bad that when we finally got to the highest difficulty, I finally had like I never had a reason to care about whether or not my build was good. And then I was like, oh wait, I'm not killing things immediately. Let me switch this up real quick. And then now we're back to the norm of killing everything right away. And like
Almost
everything's
instantly.
I got so
I
used
think
to
like
just
the,
killing immediately.
yeah. I was saying, I think a little bit I've seen you guys stream. I watched like a little bit, and I saw like each of you do your special, where Matt's was like literally the Reaper thing, but like his upper half of his character was doing like some weird, was doing the special, but his like lower half was like walking like a normal person
Yeah.
in every direction. It's like, oh, that's cool. Then Coulter had like a laser beam that was kind of cool, I guess. I don't-
Also, the Necromancer doesn't really have a special. I couldn't find something that like constituted as like an ultimate.
yeah.
But I guess I have like the Plague Lands thing where like I create like an environment or whatever, and so by the
Like,
end I had switched to like an
it just
ice
doesn't
one
matter.
that like iced
None of it
everybody.
matters.
And
It
then
was-
now we got to kill things without them moving.
It's just fucking awful, dude. It's
it was
awful.
bad.
It was so bad. I uninstalled it live on stream.
Yeah.
Then
Oh, wow.
I even captured the uninstall window. Uninstalled
Now
it.
that's just, yeah, okay. That's the next step for you because you usually do uninstall some games
Yeah.
on stream, but I don't think
And
I've
then-
ever seen
But you
you
showed it,
bring
And
up
and
the
then I was like,
install
oh,
window.
dude, you should do like a
open
thing.
up Paint. So then I opened up Paint, captured
Oh,
that,
shit.
and said, "Fuck Diablo."
3.
Yeah,
Ah,
like one of our stream titles was Buck Blizzard or Flizzard.
Yeah, Buck Flizzard is what we called it. Yeah.
I think that was the last one. I think I saw that. Yeah.
Just fucking awful. Just awful. Yeah, fuck them.
And then the other one was like, the stream title was like 3 guys versus a bad game or like
yeah,
like something like that.
Something.
Yeah. But yeah,
Three
it
dudes,
was
one
it was a
game.
terrible experience. It wasn't fulfilling at all. It felt like the only reason why it was any at all fun was it was Matt Coulter and I experiencing a disappointment together. Was the only thing that made it anywhere near fun. And the fact that like if like might as well beat it because it's the easiest game of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it might have been like a little bit like it wouldn't be like harder if I played it solo. It would just take a little longer.
Yeah.
That's it's like, what's the point of playing? I don't know how people play the game.
I don't I have no idea.
Like Coulter was talking about, if you don't do the storyline and just do like the weird like adventure thing, that it's more enjoyable because I guess you don't have to worry about being told a story because the game doesn't do a good job of that.
You just shoot shit.
Yeah, you just kill stuff and get loot, and apparently that's enjoyable, but not to me.
No, like it was just none of the pieces fit together. It was just a big old pile of shit.
Yeah. We're over there like being like old man and talking about the gems. Like back in my day, we had to get a Roderick cube, and then do the gems and stuff like that. And then now you just go to an enchanter, upgrade her real quick, and then just like the only purpose of her existence is just to
make jewelry and make your gems
like more higher quality.
I remember when the Roderick cube did that.
Yeah,
we had to get 4 chip topazes
to create a flawed topaz.
To make a flawed topaz to do 4 electrical damage in a burst sometimes. It wasn't even all the time.
So easy these days.
It was awful. Yeah, fuck that game, you. Anyway, so Blizzcon happened.
Yeah, speaking of Blizzard, which is like literally shitting the bed left and right lately.
You talk about what you think about Diablo 4. I'm going to use the restroom real quick.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I have no stakes. Oh, God. This is a love seat, so it's kind of weird to push back. Oh, God.
This is actually the most enjoyable part of the stream so far. This is hilarious.
Oh, God. Don't look at me. I'm hideous. Don't.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Diablo 4.
Had a 9-minute cinematic. That was cool.
Yeah.
Gameplay trailer looks like Diablo 3, except grittier.
Yeah.
And less
cartoony, right? Yeah, like it looks less cartoony, which actually seems more.
Apparently, it's not going to come out anytime soon, and it's always going to be online. Always online.
Why?
No offline mode.
Is Diablo 3 always online?
Yep.
Okay, so it's just the same.
Yep.
Oh. Okay, so we're not losing anything. We're just not gaining anything.
Mm-hmm. We'll not have an offline mode.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a whole lot. I mean, the cinematics are always good in Diablo games. Like you can tell it's just a different department, and they care.
I mean, the cinematics in all Blizzard games are good.
Yeah, they're never like poor quality, like presentation. And then you start playing the game, at least for Diablo 3, and it's just like, oh my God, is this really what it is? And then it's like, yeah, it is.
But like honestly, I'm not like I would be more hyped about it if I had not played Diablo 3.
Yeah, like Diablo 3 kind of
playing Diablo 3 literally ruined all hype
for Diablo 4.
Diablo 4.
But it's open world now.
I don't think it's open world. I think
it's open world according to some of the stuff they've been talking about.
Yeah, I heard that it was more.
Well,
they weren't going to be
open world quotations. That's the key.
They're going to give you a surrounding area, and then instead of having to choose from a semi-linear path, you can have whatever path you want.
Yeah, now you have horses that they'll try to sell you cosmetics for at the real money auction house.
Oh, horse armor. DAE horse armor, guys.
Oh yeah, horse armor.
Bethesda.
No, I know. It's just
Well, then shut the fuck up.
It's like an old event.
We're gonna shit on them later.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's not their turn yet. But Diablo 4, I mean, we're saying, have you seen the gameplay video for Diablo 4? Because it looks like a grittier, more like less cartoony version of Diablo 3.
So, I did see it. I just have no real. I mean, I've watched you guys play Diablo. I've seen this Diablo. I don't know. It's very hard for me to piece what's different because it's the same. I guess besides updated graphics and stuff.
Yeah. Mostly the same.
I just want to make sure. I thought that was just a me thing, but if it is mostly the same, then
no, definitely mostly the same.
Yeah, but apparently it's not coming out anytime soon. Like not even any like Blizzard soon.
Yeah,
people are saying so. But yeah, so I mean, they might as well have not even said anything. I mean, I guess it's nice to know that they're making it, right? But like at the same time, like I was saying,
where was that when they released their mobile game?
Yeah.
Well, they've been spending last year working on the cinematic.
Yeah, it's probably true. I mean, they couldn't even put up a splash.
Oh, really? I didn't see that part.
Well, yeah, because like
usually... last year they didn't even put up a splash. They're just like Diablo Immortal. That's what you get, and you're gonna like it. And everybody's like, I don't got a phone. And then Blizzard was like, "Ha,
You don't got a
idiots!"
phone.
You don't have a phone. Come on,
Stupid
man.
phoneless people. Who doesn't have a phone?
Everybody's got a phone.
Overwatch 2 is in development. Okay.
Apparently, it's going to have
Also-
a campaign now,
Oh.
and lots of characters are gay.
Okay.
Still.
Diversity.
Yeah.
For the sake of diversity.
Wait,
Okay.
is it more gay characters, or is it like they just said they have more characters and everybody is still gay? I'm very confused.
I didn't even know that. Like
Tracer's gay.
Like half the cast is gay, I think. They have
Yeah.
different sexualities and
Yeah.
ethnicities
Which
and
is
whatnot, which is
fine.
fine. It's
don't
just
care.
they're like
It's just pandering.
it's just I was just saying like they just put it on a pedestal and they're like, look, we got more social points. We're cool now, okay? Don't look at this corner where China's get out of here, China. Stop it. Stop it, China.
You
Don't
already got your check last week. It's fine. You can go now.
put it in the mailbox. We talked about this, not in front, not
Stop
in
showing up in
public.
person.
I think the only
God.
real cool thing is that all Overwatch 1 players can play with Overwatch 2 players. And they'll also get the new characters. There's like a lot of intricate like progression that you carry all your cosmetics and everything over to Overwatch 2.
If there's one thing that Blizzard's good at, it's creating a situation where, hey, does your friend not own this game? That's okay. They can play a limited version. You
Yeah.
know, like they did that with StarCraft. They did that with WoW, kinda, right? Like where you could just have like a seeded version of StarCraft where like, okay, so you only get Terran to play, but at least you can play. That's cool. You know? And it's like when it comes to innovation with that, they're really good at putting themselves in the public conscious as much as possible and still being able to make money off of it by selling the game and not making it totally free.
Yeah, I guess.
They're good at making money, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
But yeah, I watched the cinematic.
Also, Overwatch 2, they don't know when they're going to release that either. So that's
No, dude. Of course not. It's Blizzard. They probably didn't know there was an Overwatch 2 until Overwatch 2 happened.
I guess some guy came in the room. So what are we going to talk about BlizzCon? I don't even know. What do we have? Well, it's Overwatch 2. Wait, we got Overwatch 2? Yeah. We've been working on it. Everyone's gay.
I think it was
Cool.
more like they had a plan with like maybe Diablo 4, maybe casually mentioned Diablo 4 was going to come out.
Right.
And then the whole Free Hong Kong thing happened. And then the higher ups started coming down to the lower people like, what are you working on? What is that? Give it to me. We're using give me that. But it's not finished.
I think that makes sense about the gameplay trailer. I do not, because it takes years to make those.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the cinematic was made,
Man,
but I think coming out with the gameplay trailer is, I think they had the general idea to do most of this before, but I definitely think the amount of information that they're giving and the amount of tiny little extra stuff that they're bringing along with it, like, oh, by the way, this, by the way, that, that's definitely added on for goodwill.
Probably, yeah.
And then I'll just snap an apology on the back of that, and then they're like, all right, we're good. PR's done. Next.
And then they announced a WoW expansion where Sylvanas literally kills the Lich King in the cinematic.
Is it like an alternate universe?
No. Bolvar is the new Lich King after you
Oh,
destroy
the,
Arthas.
the new Lich King. Okay.
Yeah. He's keeping it all under wraps.
Keeping it all
So
cold.
she goes there and kicks his butt. It actually looked like a fight, but she wins. Now she's this ultra powerful thing, and just fucking who cares, dude?
She ripped a hole in the sky, Matt. What do you mean you don't care? There's a hole in the sky.
She's been a piece of shit character for like 3 expansions.
Yeah.
It's time to move on.
Yeah. We have something new happen, please.
And then Hearthstone expansion. Who cares?
I was really hoping the Hearthstone thing was also going to be like a Shadow DLC expansion thing, because this year has been like the year of the Shadow. It's,
Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
I mean, they did
Shadows Die Twice.
all right,
Shadow of War
Shadow of War.
real examples
Those are what? Those are real
with shadows in it.
Of this
with
year?
shadows in the name.
Of this year. Oh, it
of this year.
Did Sekiro?
Oh, well, okay, Sekiro.
Sekiro, Final Fantasy 14 Shadowbringers, Shadowbringers.
Right. Last year,
Destiny
there was Shadow
2.
stuff too. That's what's getting me confused. Yeah.
Oh, so maybe it's just like, what do you call that? What do you call a 2-year thing? That's weird. That's a
The
new one.
last
Oh,
couple
God.
of years.
No.
Yeah, but is there like a cool
obviously,
pithy
that's-
name for it?
There's not. Yeah, I need a cool name for it, Matt. I don't need your attitude right now. I need cool names. I need results.
Okay,
please.
Mister. Oh, you gonna say anything relevant? I was like, I thought I was.
Yeah, because last year we had a bunch of Shadow games too. Shadow of War,
Shadow Wars 2017.
was that 2017?
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn, I don't remember.
No, I thought you were.
I thought you were being a
fight me.
jackass at first. I thought.
No, I was
I thought you
trying
were,
to
like,
help
ignoring
name
everything.
things. I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's a very fine line with your sarcasm and your normal default thing.
Yeah, you just say it the same way. So, which is what makes it
very-
funny. But
Yeah.
sometimes we have these moments where okay, my bad.
I'm sorry.
Anything else happened for BlizzCon? That was basically it then. It was
Yeah.
like Diablo 4 is gonna happen, and then Overwatch 2 is gonna happen.
Go ahead, Fizzcake.
I was about to say, like last night when they were doing their Q&A, some guy ended his question with "Free Hong Kong," and then a kid was shouting "Free Hong Kong," got into the cameras shouting "Free Hong Kong," and then the guy that was doing the Q&A is like, "Do you want to say something?" And he's like, "Free Hong Kong." He's like, "Cool," and that was it.
Yeah, I think we saw the clip of that. I didn't get the way you explained it just here. Like, makes more sense. When we saw the clip was literally of just the guy walking up to the mic and saying it. Like, we didn't get the context of the fact that he was already shouting it beforehand.
Oh, the kid shouting. Oh yeah,
yeah.
Because it was like two people. It was like a guy asking his question, then he ended it with "Free Hong Kong." Then a separate kid in the crowd was shouting it. Then got closer to the cameras and like "Free Hong Kong."
Yeah, and it was like, yeah, the host just let him say it. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
Well, wait, hey,
we don't like Hong
The
Kong.
fuck
Get
you
out of here,
doing?
child. Just beats the shit out of a kid live on the street.
hits him just kills him with the mic, dude. Just absolutely just murders him with the mic. It's-
Brains.
Boom, boom,
Just one
boom.
hit. Dunk.
If they don't
Oh,
even mute
shit.
the mic, you hear the whole thing.
All right. So anybody else have any other questions? Get in the fucking line. God damn it. But
yeah.
it's a lot better than the crowds and the the riots and stuff that were supposed to happen according to everybody on the social medias.
I mean, there
So,
was a bunch of
you know.
protesters outside of the place or whatever, and then
Yeah,
obviously
civil stuff. Yeah,
civil stuff, but nothing
yeah.
like violent. Which I mean, I would hope that there would be something violent over. It-
just the questionnaire, dude. Just beating the shit out of that kid. Killed him. It's the only thing that happened.
Only one
Allegedly.
casualty, and really, I mean, to be fair, the kid was not in the line to ask the question.
Mhm. He had
He
two
stepped-
things coming to him.
So, yeah.
he cut
All right.
and he got cut.
Shank. All right, get out of here, kid. Oh god.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So,
I mean,
yeah,
I
basically
think it's
fuck
still
Blizzard,
happening.
dude. What's up?
Huh?
I was just saying, fuck Blizzard.
Oh, okay. I was just about to say, I think it's BlizzCon still happening, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know how long it's going, but we'll.
Let's talk about a
I don't
good
think it
game.
works. Okay. Let's talk about a good game.
Persona 5.
Oh yeah, that's a cool game.
Yeah, the Royale.
Oh wait. Oh,
So what do we got
that's
going
going to
on
be
here?
a better game. Well, what we know so far, anyways, is that there's gonna be a new character. I've already forgot her name and stuff. There's just so much anime bullshit this year. I don't
I don't know.
her
She's a
name.
gymnast.
Yeah, she's like a gymnast. She has like a fucking fancy sword. And what kind of? I thought she had like a cool gun. I forgot what her gun was. Whatever. I completely forgot everything about her. She works as a counselor at the Shujin Academy, and that's cool. There's gonna be a new location to explore. Cool. Yeah, there's
Oh,
like
you
jazz
can-
clubs. You can do darts with people and stuff.
Yeah, you now have a personal palace you can decorate. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
You can give gifts to male confidants.
Mm.
Apparently, you can also take selfies.
You're adding huh?
You can take selfies in the game.
Oh, nice. I missed that.
her name is
yeah, they're
Kasumi.
adding like a whole more to the story. They're having like a third like I guess the part
Yeah.
where like you fast forward like 5 months or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Oh, what's this? Easing you up onto forcing you to go to sleep early. Oh, that's good. Thank God.
Fucking Morgana.
How
Shut
are they
up,
doing
Maria.
that?
Don't you want to sleep right now? You should probably sleep right now. You want to sleep?
Man, you went to school for 2 hours today. You want to take a nap?
Yeah. Oh, I'm not sure her name, but her name is Kasumi Yoshizawa.
Kasumi, gotcha.
And you also have a new confidant named Takuto.
Yeah, he's like a
That works as a
male
counselor.
Counselor, yeah.
And apparently, you can gift to male characters now, like you
I
can
just
with the
said that
female.
earlier.
Oh, I wasn't sure. Sorry.
Yeah, he said that. Yeah.
So yeah, like a bunch of cool stuff. That's nifty.
Yeah. So they're adding a bunch of stuff. That's cool. The only bad thing that this brings up is like, why is anybody just going to buy the first version of a Persona game anymore?
I mean,
In this climate,
I 100 would never trade or blah 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 blah.
Okay, all right.
Trade
Take it back. Start over.
the first experience with Persona 5 with this.
No, it's a good. I guess I'm not saying like it's a bad thing. It's just with 3, 4, and 5 now we have a trend going on. We're like, oh, this is game, but this is game, but more.
Yeah,
Why
but
wouldn't you
like
just
the
buy
first
a game with more?
version of the game is still 100 hours, so it's not like
Yeah.
they're jipping you out of.
I'm not saying
Content.
they're jipping you out.
I think
I'm
what
just
you're saying is like, why would you you think that there would be some people who would be like, oh, they're going to come out with
they're
an
gonna
ultimate
come out
version
with a new
anyways.
one.
I'm just not going to play until it comes out.
Yeah, but
It's
I
like
think those people.
the iPhone 5 is coming out for $60, but 1 year later they're coming out with iPhone 5, 6 Plus Royal Edition at the same price. Why wouldn't you just wait a little bit longer to get iPhone 5?
Well, because you want to ride the
X5.
wave of hype with everyone else. Is really what
Also,
it
I
comes
think
down
this
to.
game
I think.
came out in like 2016, 2017.
Well, okay, the time things,
Like 5.
I
4
feel
years.
like I'm Fox News right now. You're just getting me. You're sniping me at every point, and frankly, I feel like I'm being attacked right now. I am not in a safe space.
I'm just saying, like, I understand that that's definitely something that the games, have a habit of doing.
Right. Yeah.
I think the Persona games are a good, like, way to do it where you still get. It's not like they're cutting parts out of the game and then selling them to you like 6 months, a year later.
Right. You're getting
This
the
is
complete
like-
game the first time
Yeah,
around.
this is just like a more fleshed out one,
Yeah.
with more additives and
Are you paying full price for this new version?
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm fucking happy to do it.
I don't give a shit. I'm gonna fucking do it.
Atlas
As
takes my
a
money.
guy who doesn't have enough time to play video games with all the shit that comes out every year anymore, I'm probably going to be of the camp where I'm just going to wait for the better version to come out and play that one instead of ride the hype. But
Yeah. Generally,
that's
like yeah.
generally-
Yeah, I
it's just-
agree with a lot of a lot of games is totally fine to wait for.
Yeah. But I,
With Persona, I feel differently, and I think it might be one of the only games that I feel differently about.
right. Because I think for any other game, it might be a little weird to think that you're paying full price for what is essentially the same game with a bunch
That's
of
the
additives.
Pokemon strat.
Yeah, with a bunch of additives where it's like, maybe 75% of the game is the same, but they're adding a little bit at the end. This feels like an expansion that they could have you pay $15 for, and then it just adds on to your existing game. But the fact that they're releasing it as a fully different
No, I
product,
don't. This is not like this is
not a fully different product, or is
this
gonna
is
be,
a fully different product.
but it's the same
It's the same base, but a lot of things have changed.
they changed enough to make it feel justifiable to pay a full price for this.
Yeah,
especially
this
since
is,
it's been a couple
This
of years.
is not like a $15 add-on.
Right. Okay.
Okay, like
I was
this
just bringing that up as like
this
a
is like
thing.
a major, shift. They have changes throughout the story that they have to re-record, redo
Yeah.
because you're adding
Yeah.
Katsumi and things aren't gonna.
So it's
you
gonna
have
be-
like
it's gonna be a different
potential
experience,
whole
different enough.
redemption arc for Akeshi, a different one that's already in the game.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean that's cool. I was just bringing that up as as something that someone might
Shut
think.
the fuck up! You don't know what you're talking
I was
about.
devil's advocating, you fuck.
Right? But it's bad.
Piece of shit.
Bad
Oh,
at that.
God.
You're a bad devil.
No, I'm actually.
You're a bad
I feel like
advocate
I'm
for the
pretty good
devil.
at that, actually. Yeah.
Anybody who
devil's
says they're
discipline.
pretty good at something, they're pretty bad.
I'm trying to feel better about myself.
Oh, well, you came to the wrong place, motherfucker.
Sometimes it's something that I have.
That's the wrong
enough
show.
So,
Anyways, EA games back on Steam.
yeah. So what is the reason for this?
They're probably like, look at everybody else fucking up. This is a way to get some goodwill.
That or they're watching fucking Epic slowly grow in the distance, and they're like,
Right.
if we combine our forces, maybe we can get a little bit more on top. I'm not saying Epic's obviously going to take them down or anything, but like, it's looking pretty shady over there. Looking, maybe just to be safe, let's just do something real quick here.
I mean,
What's
it's not
weird is-
just a movement over either. This other shit comes packaged. It was like
Yeah, they're like selling, like EA selling new stuff, and Steam's like using this to sell EA games on their thing. So
well, there's going to be like a subscription for EA Access within Steam.
Well, yeah, but you could already have that with. It's like a different version, but it's
yeah,
basically the same.
Yeah, it's just more than just moving games over. Is what I'm trying to say, for people who might not have known.
yeah. You can get the Mass Effect complete collection, right?
Finally,
All 2 games.
all 2 games with some of the DLC, not all of it.
Ooh.
You had to buy some of the
only
DLC
some
with
of the
Bioware
DLC.
coins back in the day. Now they have DLC packs, thankfully.
No, Bowie.
What are you going to say?
I was gonna say it doesn't make. I don't know. I don't know if they're doing this because they're scared of Epic, or potentially scared of Epic. I think because it's weird that like Origin had like its own little place, right? It was like a different. I don't think they were losing money on it by not having their
Yeah.
games on Steam. I think this is just like a
Are they closing Origin?
no. They're gonna have both. They're just putting EA games back on Steam, basically. And then
So
some
they're no
other-
longer holding exclusivity,
Yeah,
and by doing that, they're also adding on. Hey, there's this EA Access thing, which allows us to make this a worthy venture to put them back on Steam. Is we're going to be able to make money off of it on a regular basis by having a subscription of some type. So that's probably the main thing. And I wonder if maybe it might have been more of Steam contacting EA. They're like, hey, we'd like to have your games on our platform. What can we do about that? Okay, if we had a subscription thing that worked with it, we'll give you a
Yeah,
selection of our games.
Steam's not giving them. This is all from EA. Steam isn't doing anything with the subscription. I don't think they get anything from it.
No, but just being able to have it on their marketplace. That's what I was saying. Having EA games on the marketplace would be positive for Steam.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, that's like, okay.
but
That's what you're saying. He wasn't talking about the access thing. He was talking about the games.
Yeah, I was just saying, like,
don't
as
know
a
what
part
you're
of the
talking about.
agreement to be able to get EA games onto Steam as a marketplace,
why would that be part of the agreement?
to do the EA Access thing, to make it available through Steam, because that would make it worth it for EA to even make the switch over. Why else would they do it? Because they already have the games available on their own thing. That's all I was trying
Well, yeah,
to
but
say.
they already have the EA or the EA access on.
But now they're tapping
on-
into all of Steam's users too now for EA Access. They don't have to go to a separate thing. So it's becoming, they're going to make a lot more money off of that than just having it through Origin.
Yeah, the way you explained that did not come across.
So I got you. Yeah, I mean, I said it kind of like limited the first
It
time.
sounded like you were like, yeah, they'll get games from Steam from their early or their access
Oh no, I didn't mean that
thing,
at
and then
all.
I'm like,
No.
no, they don't. And then you're like, we're part of the agreement. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about anymore.
Yeah, I was just saying. I wonder if maybe Steam might have been the ones to.
You don't have to re-explain it.
Yeah. Okay. Sometimes it's not clear if you have a full understanding. Or,
I mean, like, I don't know. I don't work for EA.
I'm not. Yeah,
I'm
I'll
inclined to
just-
disagree just because.
wow. Way to anti me, man.
Wow.
All right. So Australian Fallout 76. Which,
Oh,
by the
well,
way,
first we got to talk about the Fallout 76 subscription model while we're talking about EA's inner workings in their deal department.
are you making a joke or were you
Oh, yeah.
actually talking?
No, I was making
Oh.
a joke at your expense because of
Oh.
the subscription, and then this is also a subscription. You know what? It's like 4:30, I think, hour and a half, running out of steam. That's what I think is
Well, the
happening.
good news is
All right.
this story has nothing to do with the subscription thing. That's a whole thing that we can talk about if we want to. But this is just people from Australia were trying to sue Bethesda last year because Fallout 76. I don't know if you guys know over the internet knows, but it came out pretty shitty and is still very shitty if you're following the news. And they were trying to get the refund, like, hey, this is a bugged piece of shit. We would like our money back. And Bethesda's like, no. But now the Australian government's like, yeah. Yeah, you gotta do it though. They're like, oh, okay.
Which
But
is kind of crazy because like, usually Australia sucks when it comes to game stuff.
Australia is good
they're
with like their
consumer-
right, with the, like consumer rights. Yeah.
Yeah, consumer rights, I think.
It's just usually
Oddly
it's
enough,
negative stuff coming out about Australia and video games.
Well, that's
and
like
it's just cool.
censorship.
Yeah.
This is consumer
But it's cool to
rights.
hear. That's all I'm
Totally
saying.
different.
It's like positive. It's like, wow, sick. You go, Australia.
You did it, Australia. But yeah, but like, let's see, Israel. According to a statement from the ACC, ZeniMax has acknowledged that they were likely to have misled consumers about their consumer guaranteed rights in relation to the online action game Fallout 76. As a result, ZeniMax will be required to offer refunds to anyone who contacted the company seeking one between the game's launch on November 24th, 2018 and June 1st, 2019. This move was after the ACC received complaints that ZeniMax were refusing requests for refunds. This was the case despite problems with the servers, lagging, blah blah blah. So yeah, so they're like, no, you get your money back. It's the law here. Okay.
But you're not getting any nylon bags. We're out of those.
You got to give those back.
JK, we never had them.
We
Oh my
we
God.
had to find the nylon. We had to
just,
go to the nylon mines to find nylon.
One of the rarest materials.
It's just
Oh, yeah.
crazy
Can't
like
find
how
iron.
much they've messed up consistently with the whole Fallout 76 thing.
And then having a $100 subscription for just dumb shit.
Is that $100 a year?
$100 a year.
Okay.
Nope,
It's like
$100
$15 a
every
I
month.
think.
Yeah, I was just confirming.
It's $3,000.
The thought of that being $100 that would be insane. But I mean, even $100 a year, insane
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
like a game that is not a MOBA, or not. Sorry, an MMO or whatever. Like,
It's even expensive for an MMO, right? Like, so.
well, $100 a year, that's less than $10 a month.
All right, so it's like WoW's if you get the year.
Yeah. But it's not WoW. It's Fallout 76,
Yeah.
which is like that's shitty.
Yeah.
It shouldn't
Like
be
WoW sucks, but it's not Fallout 76 suck.
Yeah.
Well,
Wow,
if
technically
anything-
works.
Yeah, yeah.
Fallout
exactly.
76 does not.
And apparently the
God.
subscription shit that you get, like the more inventory space that they said was a restriction for the engine. Apparently now they're selling it to you. Can delete your shit. And
Yeah.
they're like, ooh, private servers. Not private servers at all. Like
Yep.
literally used servers that you're like instance in for a bit, but if you leave, then other people come in and they can still fuck your shit up.
It's like the worst possible version. It's like, private servers.
Ish.
Actually, we're gonna sublet your server while you're gone.
Basically subletting
It
it.
was like it's a timeshare. Yeah.
What happens if you decide to come back? Do they get kicked from your server, or are they also there now? How does that happen?
I think you
Did I
get
just ask a question they didn't ask themselves,
I think you get instanced into a different server.
and then you just don't have your stuff now? You have someone else's. That's fucked up, dude.
I don't know if that's it at all.
But like, I mean,
don't know,
regardless, the fact that that's
That's
even remotely
conjecture.
confusing, it could get confusing, is already too much.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like they suck.
I think my
Which is
favorite
so
thing to come
sad.
out of this is the class wars that are happening.
Oh yeah, and the plebs are targeting the subscription users.
So
Oh, that's hilarious. I
if
didn't
you're a
realize that
Fallout
was funny.
First user, you have like a nice little symbol by your name, and now all the people that are not Fallout First users are like attacking Fallout First users. And there's like a bunch of Reddit posts where people are like, "We got to band together against these animals, otherwise they're gonna kill us till the end of times." Just like a legit class war going on in Fallout 76.
That's actually like kind of fun.
That's the coolest thing that come out of this whole thing, out of the entirety of Fallout 76. It's class wars. It's legit.
That's funny. You have to make your own game while playing Fallout 76.
Make your own system, you know.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Well,
God.
what a shit show.
And then we got Outlast.
Yeah, Outlast 3 teases.
Well,
Outlast
No.
2 teases Outlast-ish.
the third game in the Outlast world, or whatever
No.
universe.
God damn it.
We're butchering
Wow.
this.
You have butchered this
Kind of
completely.
purposely.
Outlast has teased the third official game of Outlast. No. Okay, guys, listen. It's another Outlast game and the Outlast universe, but it's not Outlast 3. I don't know how you could have fucked that up at all. Okay.
So is it an Outlast game though?
It is an Outlast. It's a game in the Outlast universe.
Okay. All right.
But it's not an Outlast game.
But it's not an Outlast game.
But it
It's
is
a
in the
game
Outlast
in
Is
the
it
Outlast
good?
universe.
It's not going to be like, oh shit, Outlast, back to the verse, or is it just going to be back to the verse, and it's going to be like in the realm of Outlast.
Back to the verse, an Outlast game.
It's like like the second Walking Dead TV show or whatever.
So it's going to be
It's actually
Outlast.
a great example.
Is it actually good? Oh, well, never mind.
Fear
I
of
don't
the
know.
Outlast walking.
yeah.
So the actual quote is, it's not going to be a sequel to Outlast or Outlast 2, but it will be a distinct experience set in the Outlast universe.
Now, my question is, when they say that, do they mean that it's going to be different gameplay? Like, is it not going to be found footage with a video camera? Is it going to be a totally different game?
To be distinct, it would have to not be that.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying is like maybe it's more of like a detective game or something where instead of experiencing it firsthand, is like trying to get through like an area, which is essentially what Outlast is, it's surviving a place. Then
One would say outlasting.
outlasting. Like
True.
the first thought that comes to my mind is it'll be about events including Outlast, but it's gonna be like some type of like detective thing or something.
I don't know.
like that.
They have like a bunch of weird shit in Outlast lore where there's like some signals and some stuff. We read about it when we were playing Outlast
That's true.
2,
Yeah,
but I don't
the
remember.
lore is
it.
kind of interesting. So I feel like there's a lot to play with there, and I mean, unfortunately, Outlast 2 is kind of terrible, but there's opportunity to make like a interesting game out of it. So
I think it has a good universe in it. It just needs more fleshed out, something that's not Outlast 2. The PC Gamer article kind of was like analyzing the tweet. It's just a picture of like one hand holding another hand, like they're pulling them up or whatever.
Yeah, and it looks
and they're
like
thinking it might be a co-op thing, but they're not. It's nothing for sure, but
right.
it's like
Where freedom
it's maybe a
begins.
co-op thing.
does she have like? I'm assuming this is a female hand. Does she have like? What is she allergic to? Nuts or something?
Oh,
Her
it
little
has
band.
a little medical
Her
bracelet.
little medical.
No, actually, that's supposed to be like. They said that there's a tag around the wrist of the lower arm that reads MK329 and then 3 more digits I can't quite make out. If you want to take the image extremely literally, you can speculate that 2 clasped hands might hint at a co-op horror experience. And since the Outlast games revolve around the MK Ultra experiments, I don't know those things.
Yeah.
It's safe to reason the tag is connected somehow. So,
Yeah.
but then they go on to say Outlast was pretty damn good. So I can't take this article for anything. now.
Outlast
We
1
have
is
to-
good.
Outlast
Yeah,
2
Outlast 1 was good.
Oh, but you were saying Outlast 2 was pretty damn good.
That's what the article says. Yeah, it's just like whatever this says. Blah blah blah. Outlast 2 is pretty damn good. Well, all right, hold on. Don't lose all your credibility in literally one sentence. Now, come on.
I do remember though, like we were trashing on the game hard, and then we went back and watched some like little like stuff that provided some context to things, and thought the game was a little better because of it, but without like the extras that we
Are
went
you
back
sure
and watched.
we didn't do the extras and be like, this would have been better if it was in the game?
Yeah, that's what we said. The game is bad still, right? But
Yeah.
more things make sense, and we were less frustrated with the overall experience after having looked at the extras when those definitely should have been in the game. Like, why did they not include those?
What we discovered was like every time you had like a flashback, you would just like the video camera was like just like had scan lines and shit. Didn't really have anything of value on the screen.
Yeah.
I think there might have been like one Easter egg or something, like it like maybe showed a picture of something, but we had to like actually like read the Wikipedia article just to figure out what the fuck happened.
We did that live on stream, I remember.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like it's very confusing. You're just walking around and then suddenly like, oh, you're just losing. Okay, something happened. I don't. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But apparently signals and shit. How do they work? I don't know. Fucking
All right,
magnets.
well, that
Cool.
about wraps this up.
Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about? Are we good to go? Do you want to go to the outro?
Go for it.
Yeah. Fiskate, why don't you tell people where they can find you, what you're doing?
I'm on Twitter at the Fist Cake, where I make tweets sometimes, usually pictures of Charlie in various poses, because this the most exciting thing going on in my life right now. I can't stream because I'm fighting Comcast every day of my fucking life. I'm fighting for my fucking life out here. Arcade quotes. Anyways, I'm working on YouTube stuff, so look out for that sometime soon, probably next month. Probably in December. And that's it for me. Where can people find you two?
You can find us on YouTube and Twitch at Neanderthal Gaming TV in both places. We stream mostly on the weekends. Matt will sometimes stream during the week, Tuesdays and Fridays, Hades and other various fun games.
That'll probably come back not next week, the week after.
The week after, yeah, probably come back the week after. But
I miss Hades.
Yeah, the game is super good. And you can also follow us on Twitter at NeanderthalGTV. So, and information about, I don't know, we're trying to have a pretty chill time on Twitter. More so lately, ever since YouTube stopped automatically sending tweets out.
I hardly ever just tweet.
Yeah.
Usually I reply.
True.
Yeah. But
you're more of a reactor than an actor.
Mm-hmm.
For content, complete specific information, you can check us out on Twitter at Complete Podcasts. It's where if there's any updates with the podcast or anything that we do collaboratively, you can find it there. You can send us ideas and suggestions to contentcompletecast@gmail.com. The podcast does go live at 3 p.m. Pacific time on Sundays. And all episodes are available on YouTube. We do have a backlog of audio versions of the podcast, and I believe that they're still available on your favorite podcasting app. There might be some changes coming along with that, so follow us on Twitter. We might be updating that with how we're going to be moving forward with the podcast in general. But
everything is ending.
Yep.
This is the last one, 105. We had to stop at 105. Sorry, magic number. We signed a contract, and here we are.
Don't cry because it's over. Cry because it happened.
Yeah. Cry because you had to listen to us the entire time.
But yeah. So with that being said, any last words?
Peace.
No, yeah. Fuck you.
All right, cool. All right, thanks everyone so much for hanging out, and we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.
Bye.